What's going on, people? It's your favorite plus-size model, Tutan Reyes, in the building. We appreciate y'all joining us on another championship edition of the Behind the Mask podcast. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell for notifications so you know when a new episode is coming out. Follow us on social media and leave some comments. Let us know who you want to see on the show. Remember, on the Behind the Mask podcast, there's only one rule. There are no rules. Let's go.
Let's go behind the mask.
What up? We are back with this championship edition of the Behind the Mask podcast. I am your host, Takeo Spikes. And let me bring in my partner virtually, too. Where you at, homie?
What's good, baby? It's your favorite plus-size model, Tutan Reyes, in the building. Spikes, what's good, family?
Man, it's always a good opportunity or a good day when we get some of that championship blood that comes across the BTM production.
Man, tell me about it, man. We got some hardware here. You and I, we weren't fortunate enough to get a ring, but we got somebody that could speak to it today.
Absolutely. So without further ado, man, let me bring on, I call him nephew at times, Antoine Winfield Jr. of the Tampa Bay Bucks championship. What up, boy?
Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all?
What's cracking?
Everything good, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. No complaints. Just down here in Fort Lauderdale working out right now. So getting right.
Right on, bro. Right on. But
yes,
before we even jump into it, though, I got to ask you this off rip, though. Like, what you think about the 17-game season? Simply because me and Tu had different opinions about it, but we wanted to just, throw that in. What you think about that 17-game season?
Yeah, adding an extra game, initially I'm like, we should at least get another extra bye week. That was my first thought. If we could add another game, get another bye week, another week for us to, take care of our bodies and take care of anything going on. But that was my first reaction when they said they were extending the season one extra game. But other than that, it's a business. So, I mean, I feel like eventually they were going to extend it to some more games. But overall, I just thought that we should add an extra bye week in there somewhere. So hopefully they can make that happen. If not, it is what it is.
This is what I told Spikes, man. It's gonna be on the players. If you guys are banged up, you gotta take that bye week. You're gonna get paid anyway that extra week. You know what I'm saying? if you ain't feeling it, it ain't no sense in getting shot up going out there for what Spikes said. Just 117 Spikes.
Yeah, they don't prorate that salary of 17th of the week of the 17-week regular season. So, but that's another topic for another day. The only ones who really benefit off of it are the rookies and everybody else coming after them from the new TV deal. But like you said, it's a business. So you got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do.
Facts. It's talking about the business, man. Your pops played in the league. You know what I'm saying? He played around the same time. Me and Vice was, button heads and everything. But for kids growing up, it's like a dream. It could be a dream for them to have a pops in the NFL, a dad in the NFL. What was it like growing up with the father playing in the league?
Yeah, man, it was amazing. My dad played for 14 years. I was able to pretty much watch him throughout his entire career. And, just having him and then being in the position that I'm in today, it's been a blessing, man. He helped me along the entire way, starting from Little League. I got home videos of us playing football when I'm probably about like 2 years old, can barely walk. We over there playing football with one another. And he just helped me pretty much along the way throughout high school, as far as like workouts and films and things like that. And so, man, it was just a blessing to have him, somebody that I can always just, ask questions. And he guided me pretty much in the right direction because I'm here today. Got me a Super Bowl ring. So it was a blessing.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And you talked about the videos and having the opportunity for your pops to be able to talk to him and rely on him. What lessons did he teach you on and off the field that you carry with you today that really helps you grow?
Yeah, I would say the main thing is, we both aren't the biggest guys out there. I feel like early on watching him play, because I'm like, man, how's he doing it? He's the littlest guy out there on the field, but he was always making an impact some way, some shape, some form, some way. I don't know. He was doing it. I'm just like, man, look at this little guy out here making plays. He comes home, he's his dad. But then you got out of the field, you look like a totally different person. And
Right.
so I would say one of the main lessons is, I mean, it doesn't matter how big, how tall you are, how strong you are. Man, if you got that mentality that you got about to go out here and do some things, you're gonna go ahead and make that happen. So that's probably the biggest thing that I learned from my dad, and it ultimately benefited me because I try to use that same mentality in my game.
Well, he gonna see this video. He gonna see it on YouTube. He gonna listen to this. So when was the time where you realized, you know what, Pops can't take me no more? I got him. There's nothing he can do with this no more, man.
Yeah, I would say I was about 17 years old. My dad's super competitive. The reason why I'm competitive today. And I remember one time we raced and I beat him. And ever since then, you kind of see that transition where I started to beat him in everything, whether it's the game, playing basketball outside, running, and things like that. So I was about 17 when I started beating my dad. Pretty much everything that we did, and that's when I knew, yeah, I got it.
Crazy, man. And it transferred onto the field this year, your rookie year. You had an incredible rookie year. We were talking about you in season 2, and Spikes actually said, man, he felt on record. He said he felt that you deserved the defensive rookie of the year. You agree with that?
Defensive rookie of the year. I was going for it. It's no hard feelings. Chase Young deserved it. He's a dog. He went out there and balled. So no hard feelings on that or anything. I wanted it, but ultimately I wanted that Super Bowl ring. So that's what I got. So I'm not mad at it.
And bro, you look at being drafted in the second round, coming in as a rookie, eventually starting, and so many high expectations when you look at it across the board. And the season is long, 16 games, right?
Yeah.
At what point, because it's an emotional roller coaster, but at what point did you say or you realize, like, you know what? Now we're finally catching this winning stride, and I think we're good enough to win it all. Because I'm asking because as a rookie, I remember my rookie days, you just fall in line and you just kind of follow suit. You follow the guys who you think are doing it right. But at what point did you say, man, we really got a shot to win this thing, all of it?
Yeah, I feel like that came, coming in, you look at the team that we have, it's phenomenal. We got talent everywhere. This goes all in our locker room. But I would say that thing kind of settled in, I would say the second playoff game against New Orleans. I feel like that was the biggest game of the year for us. They had beat us twice during the season. We were playing them on a road. And I feel like after that game, once we won that one, I feel like that's when everything clicked and was like, all right, that was probably going to be our toughest game. Now we just got to go out here and dominate. But leading up to the Super Bowl, it was a weird feeling. I've never felt this way about a team. Like, as far as working and everything, everybody was just so confident. It was a weird feeling in that locker room, especially leading up to it. And I'm like, man, I think we about to go out here and really win the Super Bowl. It's still crazy to say it, but yeah, we went out there and actually did it. But it was a weird confidence thing in the locker room. You could tell everybody's vibe was different. The way everybody was working and attacking just the workouts and practice and things like that. Everybody's mentality was just completely different, which was amazing to be around my first year.
Yo, man, you talk about that Super Bowl run. First, real quick, shout out to Shafi Fields, Asian extraordinaire, Wasserman Sports, you know what I'm saying? The homie. We actually tried to get you on the podcast during Super Bowl week, but he's like, nah, my guy's dialed in. He's locked in. He's not taking no more media requests, respectfully. So what was that process like, the focus, the determination going into the Super Bowl in your rookie year?
Yeah, it was just really just leaning on the vets that have been there before. Looking at them and watching them how they worked, it kind of just gave me a sense of what I need to do and how I need to focus and prepare throughout the days. And one thing which I love, we got to play the Super Bowl at home. And every time we go out and practice or have meetings, we can see the stadium from the facility. And you see all the Super Bowl stuff and things like that. So it was a lot of trying to block out the outside noise and just, focus on the job at hand. And so I feel like we did that extremely well, and we ultimately got the ring.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. You definitely got that ring, bro. And when I look at it, I look at the game from a fan perspective, and then I look at it also from an analyst. I remember watching the first game. Y'all played the Chiefs, and they went ham the first half.
Yes.
And you know Tyreek Hill, he went ham. He threw up the deuce when he was about to score the first game. You came back. Y'all had a hell of a game. You had a hell of a game in the Super Bowl champs. At the end of the game, you made it a point. You know what? Let me throw these deuces up just so that you know what it is. So now I gotta ask you, dog, was it planned or was it the spur of the moment in the heat of the competition?
No, what? It wasn't necessarily planned. It was just, leading up to the Super Bowl. Every time you look on ESPN, it's a whole bunch of analysts talking about what they think is going to happen. They're showing the highlights of the first game, and all you see is Tyreek Hill peace sign. I've seen that for about 2 weeks straight, and it was just kind of something that gave me motivation. Like, all right, they went crazy on this the first game, but this game it was going to be our turn. And so, kind of when that moment arrived, it was just like a perfect opportunity, a perfect play. The situation was just perfect for what I had to do. I seen that I made the PBU off of him, and I just gave him the peace sign. It wasn't planned. It was just one of those heat of the moment type of things.
So what did coach say when you got back to the sideline though?
Hey, coach was pissed. Coach was mad. he thought that it gave him a first down, but it was really a turnover down. So afterwards, he was cool about it. But at first, he was pissed.
Hey, was that Todd Bowles or Bruce Arians?
BA was bad at first. He yelled at me a little bit, but we squashed everything. He was cool after.
You got to be cool when you win, right?
Right.
No doubt. I think what some people don't know is that you flipped that fine situation. You turned a negative into a positive by donating $7,815 to Young Middle School to help with the youth leadership program. And then the Bucs turned around and matched that donation. So what was it, and why was it important for you to turn something that was a perceived negative into a positive?
Yeah, it was important for me because, it got out, it went viral. And I was just thinking of a way that I could, flip it and make it positive. And throughout the year, there was a leadership program that we did. We would go on FaceTime with students and just mentor them throughout the year. And I'm like, you know what, let me donate this money to the kids, to their school, because I remember one session with the kids, they were talking about their school and how they wanted like different things around the school. And so I'm like, you know what, I can upgrade some of the things over there. And then I know the Bucs Foundation would have matched my donation. So I just decided to, donate and give it back to those kids.
Hey, bro, and, I think it's always good to set a good example.
Yep.
And you've done that. Your father done that. So it's not by accident that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. When you came into the locker room and you saw what was on the roster, all of that ammunition, that heat in every position, I know you had to be surprised, and everybody asked about Tom Brady. But I want to ask you this, and this is regarding Tom Brady. What is one of the things that you've taken from him, just seeing how he prepares or just seeing how he moves every day? What's that one thing that you take from him, whether or not if it's wisdom or something that he does that that will create not only longevity, but also extended value?
Yeah, from Tom, I would say his work ethic. You ain't even got to really even talk to him just to see how he works. You can just pay attention from afar and just watching how he attacked pretty much every day. I remember one thing that shook me. I overheard a conversation with him and Gronk. This is leading up to the Super Bowl. And I remember him going through a play, and he was telling Gronk that, hey, this is going to happen. If you make this guy miss, you're going to score a touchdown. And I seen that happen in the game. And I'm like, wow, I've never seen anybody talk about a play so detailed and actually just go out there and do it like it was nothing in that game. I'm like, yeah, Tom is a GOAT. But just watching his work ethic was amazing. It's something that I want to kind of contribute to my game as well. But he was always dialed in, always focused, and he's very passionate about the game. So it was great to see that early on.
Were you ever starstruck coming into that Bucs locker room? I mean, like you said, you got Gronk, you got Tom Brady, AB, Mike Evans, all these players that have been in Pro Bowls and championships. Did you ever sit back and look like, man, I'm actually going to practice against all these guys, but now they're on my team?
I feel like I did that every day. every day I walk in, I'm like, man, look at all these players in this locker room. This is crazy. Grew up watching all these guys. Now I'm out here playing with them. It was surreal.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I remember you when me and your father was on the same team.
Yeah.
And so, like, you've been around all of the guys, but it still was different, is what you said.
Yeah, it's still different, actually, lacing it up with the guys. Seeing it and watching it, being a fan versus being playing with the other teammates, I feel like it was a little different, but it was a cool experience.
So y'all got that Super Bowl win. The party on the Bay looked crazy. Yo, did you actually see when Tom Brady threw the Lombardi Trophy across the water to another boat?
I actually didn't see it in person. Everybody kept coming up to me saying, yo, did y'all see Tom throw the trophy? I'm like, no. And so I seen it on my phone. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But it was dope to see him do that, but it was wild. That was wild.
Man, if you had that trophy, would you have done that?
Nah. Tom is a GOAT. He can do that. I don't think I'm there yet. Hopefully one day I'll get to that status where I'll be able to throw the Lombardi Trophy across the water, but no, I'm not there yet.
Hey, run it back to back and you will have an opportunity.
Yeah, I'll do it next time. Once we get that trophy again, I might have to do it.
We got to put you under pressure on this one, man. Me and Spikes was talking about this one. So everybody that comes on, we give them the Mount Rushmore, right? You got to name your top 4 DBs of all time. So who do you have?
4 DBs.
And we got something to say off your answer too.
Okay, top 4. Ooh, I'm biased, but I got to go with the guys I grew up watching. Number 1, got to go with my dad. I got to give Pops that number 1 spot.
I told you, Spike.
I got to give Pops that number 1 spot. Then I'll have to go with Ed Reed, man, ball hawk. I got to go Troy Polomalu, and Earl Thomas. Those are my top 4.
Bro, that's dope. So when you look at these guys, Earl Thomas, Troy Polomalu, what is it about their game? Because I'm gonna tell you what I think about your game, some of the things that I see that you brought to the table, but what is it about their game, especially Ed Reed in particular, that you saw? Was it something that you tried to take from everybody's game and implement in yours?
Yeah, definitely. Taken from everybody's game. With Ed Reed, man, he's a ball hawk. You could just cut on his highlights and you could just see it. And I'm like, man, I remember like growing up when I'll be with my brothers, we'd be on YouTube watching his videos. I'm like, man, this dude is a dog. I just love how he was just able to just pick off everything, it seemed like. So that's why I said Ed Reed. But all those guys in there, I feel like they were very versatile. They could do pretty much everything on the field. And that's something that I liked about all of them.
Yeah, so it's funny it's not even funny that you mentioned those guys, because everybody you said, starting with your father, both of you guys are similar in stature. Who's the tallest out of you and your father?
I'm a little bit bigger than my pops.
Standing all 6 foot.
All 5'9", maybe. On a good day. On a good day.
But no, when I see your game, and the reason why I said I felt like not only should you have more consideration for Defensive Rookie of the Year, but looking at how you impact the game. And we could talk about stats all day, but at the end of the day, what we measure is impact when you go in that film room on a Monday and you look at tackle for losses, being versatile like a Troy Polomalu, being at your side, standing all of 5'9", you coming up, taking on guards, creating a pile in the backfield, and still making the tackle. Like, all of this is crazy, bro. And with the intimidating status as you continue to develop throughout the season, bro, much respect to you, man. And I tip my cap to you, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Hey, so when you look at 2020, it was storybook for you. Like, hell, I played 15 years and didn't even come close to a ring. Not even the playoffs. So when you look at this, dog, how you back this up in 2021? What are your personal goals to let everybody know I'm here and I'm here to stay for a long time?
Yeah, I would say 2020 definitely spoiled me. Had a great, outstanding first year, and kind of how to back that up following this next year. To me, I want to definitely create more plays, create more takeaways for my team. That ultimately gives us the best chance to win. But backing that up, man, we got to run it back. Got to do it again. That's pretty much the only way you can back that one up. So, goal is to go back.
And you have all your starters coming back from a Super Bowl championship team, man. Any added pressure to repeat this year?
No pressure. We still, we got to go to work and do the same thing. Every year is different. It's not going to be the same as last year. But, we're going to do our best to get back in that Super Bowl.
Hey, bro, before we let you go, I just want to know, how much do you pay attention, even in the offseason now, this is your first, at the other teams in the division? You look at Atlanta, the entire new coaching staff. You look at Carolina. They're going to have a new starting quarterback next year. And you look at New Orleans. You're going to have a different dynamic at quarterback. Nobody knows if it's going to be Jameis or not. So what do you look at that, and what are your thoughts on it?
As far as all the moving pieces around our division, I don't really look at it too much. I try to focus more on myself in that aspect. But it is interesting to, see what's going on out there, knowing who you're about to be facing 2 times a year. And so it's a lot of stuff going on right now. I'll say that, but I don't really look at it into it too much.
Well, bro, we appreciate the time, man. Thank you for coming behind and going behind the mask with myself and Tutan, my dog. Anything that we can do, please let us know, and we'll reach out to you again later, possibly in the season, and get your take on what's going on.
Yes, sir. That sounds good to me.
All right, bro.
All right.
Reasons, the reasons that we're here, the reasons that we feel like feeling won't disappear. Killing it. Welcome to another edition of the Behind the Mask Podcast. This is your favorite plus size model, Tutan Reyes, in the building. We hope you enjoyed this championship edition. And these are the reasons why we're here. Antoine Winfield showed some love. We're going to continue to show love. But you know what you got to do? Follow us on social media at the BTM Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and leave some comments and let us know who you want to see on the next episodes. You know the reasons. And remember, on the Behind the Mask Podcast, there's only one rule. There are no rules. The reasons that we're